So as you log into the SAP system, so dialog work process will pick up your request. That is the reason. Then only you can log into the system. Otherwise, you cannot able to log into the SAP systems here. That is the one thing here. So dialog work process, which will take care of the your request and everything here. That it will take care of the your request. Okay, dialog work process, right? So dialog work process are responsible for here. So here, so let's log into the here. Then anywhere from anywhere we can log into the SAP system, single SAP system, right? So let me open. Let me open. So here you can log in. You can log into the dialog. So you can log into the system here. So here, since we are discussing about the client administration, okay. So client SAP client administration part. So as part of the client administration, we are discussing about the how to create the here in the client administration, you will get the multiple subtopics you will get. So how to create client. So using the SCC4, we will create the client, but there is a dependency for logical system creation. Either sale or BD54, we will use it here. Sir, how to use that sale or BD54 means, let me show you how to give that one. Let me show you how to get that one here, right? So that is the one thing here, right? So here, so log in. Let me log into the system with 001 client. So with then, so user, right? So sale transaction code. So normally BD54 also we can use it, or sale transaction code also we can use it here. So it's not the straightforward, right? Yes, sale is the not straightforward here. So that's why BD54 you can use it. But sale also, if you go to the basic settings here, here there is a logical systems. Here just you can define the logical system, right? Define the logical system here. You will get the same screen. You will get the same screen now here, right? So here you will get the same screen here, right? So this is, but this is not the straightforward. This is not the straightforward question, straightforward. But here, so you can see either BD54 only you will open now, right? This is on the same screen. But if you open the BD54, then BD54, then you see, so BD54, same screen is it's opened. Same screen it is opened here, right? So that is the one thing here. Sale also you can use it, but but you need to do the some navigation option here. You have to go to the sale. So here basic settings, right? Basic settings. Then here go to the logical settings. Then define the logical system. That thing we have to do it in the system, right? Define the logical systems, right? That is the straightforward. But that's why no one used that one. So, or if you want to use, we can use it, but that is not the straightforward thing here, not the straightforward thing here. Okay. So that is the sale transaction code here, right? Sale related transaction code here. So then other thing is, okay, client creation is done. So let me see what are the clients we have created. Then in SEC4, you can see they are the clients we created. Yesterday 900 the client created. I think someone today, some 555, many things we have created, right? So I think we have done. So then how to log into the newly created client? Okay. There is a procedure how to log into the newly created client. Sir, client creation is done, but as of now, we are everybody logging to the our 000 or 001 client. We are logging. Then how to log into the newly created client? Or what is there? Still same issue like same like same user, same passwords. We can use it. So whatever the user IDs and passwords you used for the NW1, 000 and 001, DDIC or SAP star, we can just change the client to the 900 client which you created yesterday, then DDIC, then whatever the password you can create it, we can log in, but it won't work. Why? Because for the newly created client, there is no data, only the client you created, but you have not created any users, you have not created any users, you have not created, which means you cannot log into the newly created client. Then how to log into the newly created client then? First time. So here in that case, on this case, how to log into the newly created client, or have to log into the newly created client. In this case, so newly created client means in this case we need to enable the emergency user. We need to enable emergency user means SAP star with password. So we can have to enable it here. Every client, if we want to enable the emergency user, so we have to, for the newly, especially for the newly created client, to log in with the all users are locked. Just assume sometimes you may get this situation, all users are locked, including you, SAP star, DDIC, everything is locked. Then how can you log into the, so any one of the user you can log in here. Even default users also locked. Then we can enable the emergency user. How means? By changing the one parameter value. So parameter means where to change the system configuration. Then in this concept, you will get the profiles and the parameters concept. Profiles and the parameters concept you will get from SAP. What is that means? So by default, you will get the system settings, right? Default this many work process. Default it will be deactivated. Default configurations, default client, all those things you will get the default you will get. So but after that, if you want to change the system configuration, normally just best example, when you purchase a new mobile from market, sorry, when you purchase the new mobile from either shopping mall, or if you ordered from the Flipkart, by default theme you will get, by default ringtone, by default volume setting, by default the company related standard, the recommended settings you will get, right? So but we will not keep those things, as we know, right? Immediately as soon as you receive the phone, what you do? We need to, as soon as you receive the phones, what we do? Immediately we will change the theme to our favorite. We will change the ringtone, we will change the color, we will change all those things, we will change it, right? All those things we will change it one by one we have to change it, right? So that is the thing we have to do that one. That is the thing we have to perform it here. Profiles and parameters administrations, right? So same as from there, where we will change it? Maybe every phone depends upon the phone company. There is a settings tab. We will go to the settings. In the settings, we will change all those things, right? In the settings, we will change the all those things. We will change it, right? So same as like in SAP also, where to change it means. So they are the transaction codes here, RZ10 and RZ11. In the two transaction codes, we have to change the system parameters, means system configuration parameters, the values we have to change it here. Then so whatever the your own customer recommendations, we can implement it here by changing the parameters here. So these parameters, where it is available, in the parameters are available in the profiles. In the profiles we have the parameters are available. We have so they are the, so two, like two types of profiles are available in the SAP system. One is the default profile, which means default profile means it's a default all the default settings. So all the default settings are available here, right? Then and instance profile, then all the instances means SAP app servers one profile, then ASCS profile. These two are in the instances. There are the two instances will be created. So there are the two instances profile. If you install the one more application server, then three instance profile. But types are two. One is the default instance. In the default is only one instance. We have the two or three. If you install the 2, 3, 4 application server, then four instance profiles will get. So profiles. Then these profiles contains the system configuration parameter. Profiles contains the parameter. System contains the parameters here. This profiles contains the parameters here, right? Profiles contains the parameters here. So go to the RG10. Where to change it means RG10 and RG11. In these two transaction codes, we need to change the parameters here. Sir, why we have two? Sir, even this is a very confusing topic, but why we have the two transaction codes here? So why means all the static parameters means, which means, so if you change the value of the parameter, so we change the value of the parameter, then you need to restart the system. You need to restart the system, then only the value will be affected. Suppose like in your mobile phone also, some settings you need to do the mobile restart, right? Then only the value will be affected. Some settings you don't need to do the restart, so that is not so some settings you need to do the restart, right? So but these are the permanent changes here. RZ11s are RZ11. If you do the parameter changes in the RG11, these are the dynamic parameters. Dynamic parameters means, so without restarting the system, the value will be affected, right? These are the temporary changes. But when you restart it, all the changes will be gone here. RG11 means RZ11, RZ10 means it's a, so permanent changes here. So normally everybody will change it in the RZ, so 10 only. Why? Because it's a permanent changes here. So that is the difference between the RG10 and RG11. Static parameters and so dynamic parameters here. Static parameters and so dynamic parameters here. Static parameters and dynamic parameters here. Here we can change the parameter values here. RG10 and RG11. There are the two types of profiles here, right? RG10 and RG11. Which, so sir, can you show in the practically here? Yeah, that is the one. So normally we will go with the practical only here, right? So go to the any client, you can go parameter changes, any client you can do it. So go to the RG10. So RZ10. So here you have the profiles, right? Here you have the profiles here. In the profiles, you have the profile, right? So here the profiles are available here. Default profile. So default profile types of profiles are the default and instance profile, right? I think we have one more instance, right? Then what we can do, we can import it. We can import it here. Go to the here. We can import the profile from of active servers. So that new profile also, new application server profile also will be imported. New application server profile also, it will be imported here. New application server profiles also will be imported here. New application server profile also. So let's go back. So see the profiles. So here you have the, you will see the, so profiles here, right? So one is the ASCS profile, right? Both are the instances only. Then one is the default profile, default profile, then instance profile. So why? Because when you install ASCS means message server, NQ server related parameters are available here. If you want to do any changes here, you can do. Then one more application server. You have installed the one more application server as well. These are the application server related profile here. So if you want to do any changes here in the application server, If you want to do the any application server here, so what you have to do, if you want to do the any application server here, you need to do the changes here. You need to do the changes in this application server here. You need to do the changes in this application server profile, right? Go to select the profile, go to the extended maintenance. These are the not the changes profile. This is the administrator path changes and everything. This is the configuration. But here go to the extended maintenance, click on the change button here. Click on the change button here. Then here what you want to do changes here, right? This is the parameter, then the value of the parameter is here. So these are the configuration parameters. So by default it will come as per your configuration. By default it will come. By default it will come in the as part of this configuration. So we no need to so change it this configuration. But here you see here some of the parameters like so dialog work process are 5 only there. If you want to increase the 6, we can just change the value to the 6. Or if you want to increase to the 4, we can change the value to the 4 means. So the value will be means now currently 5 dialog work process, which means 5 users will handle at a time. If you decrease the 4, then 4 will handle it here. Like that, we can decrease it here, right? So you can change it. The value you have to change it. Then, so you can change it, the value here. So then click on the save button. Click on the save button. You can do it here. The changes are applied, right? So then like that, we need to change the parameter in the profile. So parameter in the profile, we have to do the changes here. Suppose if you want to any parameters, normally not only this one, if you see some ways, only few parameters are available in the display screen. In the display, you only you want to more parameters you want to apply it. So which means the parameter you need to create it. Go to the click on the create option. There is a browse symbol. Just click on the browse button here. So here you will see the parameter values here. There are the n number of parameters, lakhs of parameters are available. Sir, I want to change the some logon parameters. Then you can filter it out. Some login parameters you can filter it out here. Suppose like you want to disable the multi logon. Suppose like when you are doing the password reset, normally the minimum password should be here, maximum uppercase letter, lowercase letter, password length should be here. So special character should be maintained here. The multi users multi logon users. So which means multiple users should log in at a time, like basis user or DDIC users. They have to log in multiple times here. Then you can create like this, right? You can create this like this here. The value you can change it. Then go back, copy, go back, then copy, 2 times copy, then go back and save. There is a save and save and activate the profile here, right? Then the parameter, the profile will be saved and activated. But here the effect of activating the profile is simply that, so you need to the profile to affect the parameter, you need to restart the application server. You have to do the restart of the application server here. You have to do the restart of the application server. We have to perform the restart of the application server here, right? So we have to restart, we have to do the restart of the application server. So this is what we have to do it in the system here, right? So you have to do it in the application server here, right? So but so we can, if you restart it, then there is a outage for the users. So that's why we have to plan in the in the off business hours to do the restart and everything. We can plan it in the real time, like that we will plan it. Then if you want to do the changes about this application server, 07 application server, then we can also do the changes in the 07 application server. In the 07 application server also we have the 5. So then I can make it to the 4 work process. 54 means 4. So to avoid the slowness and everything, so 3, 4, we can change it. Whatever you want, we can change it. All the values we can change it. Suppose if you want to configure, we can also configure the new thing also. We can configure it here. Then copy, go back and save and activate. Copy, go back, save and activate it here. You have to restart the application server. So suppose if you do any parameter changes in the RG10, definitely you need to do the restart. Suppose if you want to do the default profile changes, then you can just go to the default profile, click on the change mode, then you can do whatever you want. Default profile means only default parameters are available here in the default profile. Only default profile, default parameters are available. Using this default parameters only, we can do the work here. We can do the work here in this case here. Okay, that is the default profile and the default parameters here. Okay, that is the one thing here. Suppose RG11, RZ11, if you go to the RZ11 here, so what we can do here also we can change the parameter value. Here also we can change the parameter value here. So, but here, so here no restart is required dynamically, but all the parameters are not like dynamic. Only few are dynamic here. Then how to identify which parameters we can change RG10 and which parameters we have to change in the RZ11. So dynamic parameters, suppose like work process related parameter r disk slash wp underscore no underscore dialog work process related. If you click on the display mode, we'll click on the display, then here it is the dynamic switchable. If the option is coming, the change value like that the option will come. If it's the value is coming, that is the dynamic parameter. So which means immediately the value will be affected if you change the value of the parameter, right? So if the option is not coming now we have only display documentation option, and we cannot change it from RG11, which means so definitely we need to change it from RG10 only. The parameter is not changeable in the RG11 means RG10 only we have to change it, and we have to restart the application server. We have to do it and we have to change it in the application server only here. Right? So just to go to the here, we have to do the changes in the application server. Right? So that is the one thing we need to check here. Right? So, but all the parameters are not dynamic. Only few are so static parameters, few are dynamic parameters here. Few are static and few are dynamic parameters here. In that case, what we can do, we can change in the RJ10, we can restart the system for the permanent changes here. Right? Suppose some parameters are, let me show you here, some parameters are dynamic. So suppose like what we can say, which parameters, GW slash ACL underscore mode. Then the change value, the value of the parameter is 1 now. 1 means, so we can here the value is coming. See here, the change value is coming here. The change value is coming here, which means, so we can change it now, right? Just click on the change mode. Here 1 is there, then we can make it to the 0 as per the SAP. Then we can just click on the save button here. Then, so it is changed in the all servers. Done, right? The value got changed here, but changes will not permanent, will be lost at the server restart. During the server restart, so whatever the value you change, that will be back normal. So the dynamic parameters are not permanent, right? That is what we discussed now. Dynamic parameters without system restart, value will be affected, but it's only temporary only. Temporary means once you restart, the value will be back to normal status here, original status here, right? But not all the parameters are dynamic parameters, only specific parameters that we can identify it, what are the parameter. If you go RG11, if you put the parameter name here, then click on the display, the change button is coming, that is the dynamic parameter. Some values change button will not come. Some parameters, the change button will not come here. Suppose like here, so BTC, BTC, click on the display mode. The value is not coming here. The change value is not coming here. Change value is not coming here. Then this is not the so dynamic parameter. It is static parameter. Then way to change the static parameters in the RG11. sorry, RG10, go to the profile, then we can change the value of the profile parameter value. We can change it, then do the restart, then the value will be affected. So now we changed it. Suppose like we changed the work process to, suppose like RG10 work process SM50 502 4 we changed it, then 42 that we changed it. Then we can do the restarts now. We can do the restart in the system here. We can do the restart here. So go to only this application server. We can do the restart. The value will be affected. The value will be affected here. So we have to do the restarts. That is what we have to do it when you do the parameter changes, right? So, sir, what is the relation here? You told we are discussing about the client administration, but again we jumped into the one more topic. Why means why? Because here in the client administration we have to log into the newly created client. Yes, fine. But to log into the newly created client, we have to change the one parameter value. What is that parameter value? Means login slash no underscore automatic underscore so user underscore SAP star value we have to change it. This value we have to change it. Then only so we can able to log into the system. Then only we can able to so log into the system here. The value so we have to change in our system. See here application server is shut down. So once it is started, then we can able to log in. Once it is started, we can able to log into the system here. We can able to so log into the application server, right? So it is restarting. So we have to wait till come to online, then we can do that one, right? This is the value we have to log into the system here. Now see application server is getting started. Once it is started, or here also we can see here dialog work process is 4 only here, right? We previously we have the 5, now it's 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 work process here. We changed it, right? We changed it, now it's 4. We changed it, now it's 4 here, which means work process got changed now, right? Work process got changed now here. So same parameter, we can change it in the RZ11 also, but again, when you do the restart, the changes will back to normal status, like how it was there the previously, same it will come to in the previous status only. But when you change in the RG10, that is the permanent value. So means, so until you change, so now we changed the dialog work process to 5 to 4 value, we changed it. So now it's a permit 4 only. Until you do the restarts or something is happened, it will be the 4 only. It will be the 4 work process only. 4 only. It will go to 4 only here. So like that, the value of the parameter value will change it to the so previous status only. The value means original status, right? That is called the RG10 and RG11. RZ10 and RZ11 is for profile parameters, right? So here to log into the newly created client, so same way how we changed for dialog work process, some of the parameters, how we changed it, any parameter we will change it. Then who will tell us what parameter we will need to know? Maybe as part of the recommendations, or SAP will tell you which parameters, as part of the recommendation, SAP will tell you which parameter you have to do that one, restart. But any system configuration related changes or anything, we want to do it permanently, RG10 we have to change it. So but you need to restart the system, so you can change it, restart you can plan in the off business hours, then value will be affected. That is the permanent changes. So it is the urgent change, but not all the parameters are dynamic, only specific few. Suppose like example one I have seen, right? We have checked, right? That is the one. So remaining one we can check it out here. Remaining one we can check it out, right? So that's the reason not all the parameters are static, not all the parameters are dynamic mode here. So it will be so different things here. Okay, so different cases here. Okay, so I'm able to I got the logon screen here. So just to open the basis screen, restarted. After the restart, we can go to the here, go to the SM50. Installation error, right? Database inconsistency, which means if I go to the SICK, let's see what happened here. No errors are reported. So it's normal error, I guess. If we go to the SM50, so here you see, so now again we got the firework process. So fire,
So if we get error in the SIG, then what we need to check?
which one?
SICK T code, if we get that installation error, now it was not reported, but if we get that error, then what we need to check that case?
That case we need to check what is the error message, why the installation got like we got the, so we got the error. Suppose like we got error due to the some space issue or memory issue. What is that? So let me see what is that. Sometimes it will be the temporary only. When you go to the ST22, so let's see what is the dump. We got the two dumps today, ST22. So right, the dump is generated. One is the, so basis user here. What is the error message? Database inconsistency, start transaction. What is that? Installation error. So they are saying that go to the start the transaction code SICK, check the error. So when we go to the SICK, then the error is not there. Maybe it's a, so it's not the like permanent issue. It's a temporary issue only. The error is gone, right? So that may be the reason here. So something is happened during the starting time. That's why we got this error message and everything here. So here you will get the information how we got the error, in which program, in which transaction code we got this error. So what is the line of the, in which line we got the program errors. All the information you will get from here, right? That is the one thing we can do. Still it is coming here means definitely it will give you the some information what went wrong in the system. So no errors reported means it's temporary only, right? We can ignore that error message, right? Still you are frequently you are getting means there is a issue that we need to investigate what went wrong and everything, right? So same as like, so to log into the, that is the profile parameter, any value, any system related profile parameter value, we can change it in RG10 and RZ11. We can change it. Suppose, sir, newly created client I created, then SAP star with pass we can log in. SAP star with pass we can log into the newly created client. Sir, how it is possible? Previously we have not logged into the newly created client. Now we are able to log in. Why?
No, no, we have enabled that SAP star
Yeah,
from triple
any
zero
client,
client, right?
any client you can open it. It's not like that you have to open from the only. Why? Because if you change the value, profile parameter value, that is a system wide values. Okay, any client you can log in, you can change the parameter values. Okay.
Okay.
So here, so to log into the newly created client, to log into the newly created client here, to log into the newly created client here, what we have to do? So we need to enable the emergency user. So this parameter value, we have to change it. Sir, wow, where to change it means RG10 and RZ11. So in that, this is a default one. So either instance profile, we can change it, or in the default profile also we can change the value of the parameter value to 0. Normally by default it should be 1. This parameter value should be 1. So then if it is the 1, we cannot log into the SAP star with the pass is the password. So if you change the value of the parameter to 0 and save it and restart, now we restarted say after the save, then we are able to log into the SAP star with the pass is the password. So then other than that, no users are allowed, only SAP star and pass. Then we can create the remaining users, we can create it. Then change the value to 0, go back to save, copy and go back and save and activate it. Save and activate the profile value, the profile parameter value, we can activate it. But it simply immediately it will not activate it after saving. You have to restart the application server. You have to restart the application server here, right? That is what we have to do it in the systems, right? So that is what we have to do it in the system. So any parameter value, suppose like it's the ASCS related, so ASCS we cannot change it from here. So but parameter is available, but we cannot change it. Suppose like you want to change the application server specific here, then we can go to the application server specific related things, then we can do the changes from here, right? We can do the changes from here. So if we want to static, static, dynamic, dynamic, whatever you want, you can change it. Any value you can change it here, right? So that is what we can do it in the SAP system side here, right? Any value. Suppose, sir, I am looking the one parameter here, that parameter is not available here in the display list, means just to go to the click on the create button. Sir, I remember, I don't remember the full name. I remember only one name, like something like login. Then put the star, then set it here. We will get the all the logon parameters will be displayed here. With the logon, how many parameters are there? All the parameters values will be displayed here. So that is the one thing here. Sir, I want to change the system client. System client. So, sir, currently when you are logging to the SAP system, it's showing like 001 client. I want to change it to the 900 or 100. Then you can change the value of that parameter value. So just put the save and go back, and we can go back and we can save it and activate and restart it. Then whenever you are logged into the SAP system, then the old value will the client number will change it to the here, the client number value will change it to the 100 client. Now it's showing the 001, but when you change it, it will go to the 100 client. So previously we are unable to log into the 800, suppose like 500 someone changed. So then how to log in means go to the here SAP star with the pass, you can able to log into the newly created client. So no other users are available. Only SAP star with pass we can log in. That is the way we can log into the newly created client. Newly created client, we can log in with SAP star with pass is the password. Okay. So any questions, anyone regarding the profiles and parameters? So this is the very important question they may ask you. What is the difference between the RG10 and RG11? RG10 is the static parameters, RG11 is the why? So what is the purpose of this RG10, RG11? Parameter changes. SAP system level, any parameters, if you want any configuration parameters, if you want to change it, then you can change the RG11 and RG11, you can change it here, right? If you change it RG11, you need to restart the system, then only the value will be affected. So the RG11 non-dynamic parameter, without you don't need to restart the system, the value will be affected. So temporary only, the value will be affected without restarting, right? So, but most, if you are changing something, mean that is the permanent only, we will change it, right? That's why everybody will do the changes in the RG11, we'll restart it. Sometimes the business will not approve the dynamic changes, but that is the dynamic parameter. What we can do, we can temporarily, we can change it when we are doing the restarting, that time permanently we can set in the same parameter, we can set in the RG11 as well, right? This is the profiles and parameters topic here. There are the two types of profiles here, instance profile and a default profile. In the instance profile, we have the ASCS profile, default in the, and application server profiles we have, right? So minimum two instance profiles are available. One is the ASCS and the second one is the application server related profile, right? So if you install the one more, then one more profile will come. One more, then one more profile will come here. Why? Because when the application server will run, will always check and will run based upon the profile. Whatever the values are there here, it always will depend upon these values only. Whenever you are starting the phone, whenever you're restarting the phone, how the phone will come based upon this one only, right? Same as like here itself, same as like here as well. Your data will come to the here, right? So that is the parameter values here. Okay. So just you can just I will give you the some of the assignment, some of the profile parameters. So you can configure it so that and restart it, configure and restart it, so that will be fine. Okay. Any questions, anyone? So then tomorrow I will tell you